that blacks didn't continue to populate that area, or come from Africa and gain numbers in terms of a racial sense. The whites dominated the areas. Okay, to the point now you go into a lot of those places, like Iraq, Iran, Syria, Palestine, places like that, Europe, places like that. You see at least 90% white. But there has always been since the beginning of time, black people there. Even though whites took it over, you still got remnants of blacks today in all of those places. It's right up on YouTube. You still got remnants of blacks that are in all of those places, showing the world that blacks was there first, for those who know the history. The key is that when 1392 came about, and racism came about, and the invention of the television, they had based on the Spanish Inquisition. Remember, every time I say the Spanish Inquisition, that was the start of them having brutal racism, and they continue to practice that Spanish Inquisition tactics all the way to today. So their objective was to when they came into power, their objective was to hide that blacks was anywhere else in the world. Only place they wanted people to think blacks was is in Africa, and Africa only. And that if you find blacks anywhere else, they came as slaves. That was their teaching, and that's what they want you to think. Okay, so that's very key for you to know. But all of societies started off as black. Then when whites came in, they mixed with the blacks, and you had the half black, half whites, or the Semitics, or half breeds, if you want to use that term. And then once more and more whites came into being, they took it over. So that's why you see a dominant amount of whites in those places like Turkey and Greece and all of those. But you still see, there's still a large amount of black people that is there as evidence that we was there first. Now, that's why when anywhere in the world, Lance, you see anybody with dark skin, okay, dark skin or brownish look, because you got a lot of Japanese, you got a lot of Japanese that are black Japanese, brown ones. You got a lot of Chinese that are black. But their goal was, since the invention of television, they had a policy to never show them on television, to never show them, so that we won't think we was ever there. All right. So that's how the society started off, and then they became, they started off black, then they became mulatto or half black or Semitic, and then they became all white or all Mongolian. But it can prove today that we still have people in all of those lands. It's all up on YouTube, because stuff you find on YouTube they'll never show on television. Yeah. Because they still want you to be. See, you gotta understand, Ron. The things we talking about now, you don't supposed to know since 1724 when they started the Negro process. Okay. You ain't supposed to be talking. You ain't even supposed to be thinking history in this type of matter. You ain't even supposed to deal with the blacks that was on this part of the land when when African Americans did. See, you ain't supposed to be thinking about that. You ain't even supposed to be bringing that issue up. You ain't even supposed to be thinking about history in terms of how white people taught you to think. And then when you come with this type of history, they look at you like you. They don't look at you like you crazy. They just shut up. That's one thing about them. They won't even challenge you because they know you right. But they be in shock and awe when anybody come with this. You follow me? They be in shock and awe because it's outside of what the average so-called Negro was taught in school. It's so far outside of that, So you won't hear nobody talk about this on TV and this place and that place, but all of this can be proven. It's all in a book. What I'm talking to you about is what black scholars been writing for years. Okay. All right, and not only what they write, but they showing you monuments, statues, homes, archaeological evidence. All type of evidence to show you that the world was a black world before 4000 BC, and it was still controlled by blacks. with a brief interruption from the white Greeks. The white Greeks interrupted our rulership, and the white Romans interrupted our rulerships. And then when Rome fell in 476 A.D., the white man went back to the Dark Ages.
Okay.
And that's when the black Moors came into power and revived the Egyptian knowledge and teachings in the Moor Spain society.
Mm-hmm.
See, and they did that for 700 years. And then whites took power back in 1492, and they've been controlling the world almost from A to Z since then, since 1492.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they've been working hard for nobody to make pictures about what we're talking about. You know, to make a movie about Moor Spain, the Black Spain. To talk about Black Greeks. See, none of this stuff, man. We haven't as a people really gotten to the public. Only few conscious people that read books and go to the Black History bookstores, things like that, know about it. But people that control BET and Radio 1, things like that, man, they don't. They talk about American Gangster and things like that, but they won't talk about our true history. Some black people are scared to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
They want to say, hey, well, that is with overwhelming evidence, they still want to say, well, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. But our history is what makes the white man successful.
Mm-hmm.
It's what he studied in the past that made him get to where he's at now. I can show you the books. I can show you the technological books that he got that came from out of Egypt that the Moors got a hold of, that started him on into technology all the way to the computer age. The book was called the Book of Divine.